Okay, hey guys. So now I'm going to go over a quick minute lecture on object-oriented programming, also known as OOP. Oop. Okay. Okay, I made this slideshow during the summer when I was in AI for 61A. So some of the information is kind of doesn't match your guys's class right now, but yeah. Um, so why are you guys learning about OP and why is it useful basically? So OP is a way to organize code. It's That's basically the main idea. It's a way to organize our code in a nice way, right? That's the simplest definition I can give. So here's some like very major components of OOP. Uh, the main one you guys are focusing in class is inheritance, and I will touch on that in this lecture as well. But first, I'll get some terminology out of the way. So classes are the template for objects in OOP, and objects are the fundamental building block of OOP. Um, they represent the real-world entity or concept within code. And attributes are the various characteristics and properties of objects. And finally, methods are functions defined within the class that can perform operations on the object's attributes or modify its state. So a real world analogy that might make all these concepts a bit more clear is you can think of it this way. You can think of class as a blueprint for a house. And then you can think of objects as the literal houses themselves, then attributes as the house features like color, size, number of rooms, and then methods as actions you can perform inside the house, such as like flipping on the light switch or opening doors. Okay. Um, okay, I'll talk about this. So these three, I guess, terms are also very important. Constructors, these are a special method that gets called when an object is created, and the init method. So the init method is where we initialize all class attributes, okay? And finally, self. Self is a method which includes the self as the first variable. This allows the object to refer to its own attributes while executing code. And that is paraphrased from my TA during the summer. Um, okay, also talk about this. So there's a difference between instance and class variable. So if you see in this example here, say we have a class that's called car, and then within its init method, we have several instance variables, right? Called self.make, self.model, and self.speed. These are all unique to each object, right? Every single car will have a different make, a different model, and a different speed. Now, class variables are shared among all objects in the class, okay? So we had this class variable on the right called top speed, which is 200. So every single car object that we create will have a top speed of 200. All right. Instance methods. Yeah, I'll go through this like code demo that I created, and hopefully, the concepts terminology will be more clear. So say I have a class house. I have several class variables, right? Called bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchen, and laundry room. And then I have several instance variables, called address, color, and cost. So the ones at the top will be the same across all house objects that we create, but the ones here, address, color, and cost, will be different across every single house object. So say I have a house that's called my house. It has an address of 1234 College Ave. The color is brown. The cost is 160,000. And then I create another house object called Bryce's house. His address is 2330 Shattuck. The color is blue, and the cost is 20,000. Right. So if I call my house dot bedrooms, it will return two. Right. And then if I call my house dot sign, it will go into this sign method, right, and return the address of this house is plus self.address. My address is 1234 College Ave. So it will return the address of this house is 1234 College Ave. Now, if I go ahead and call Bryce house.sign, it will instead return the house. The address of this house is 2330 Shattuck. All right. I'm gonna go back real quick. Eh. Okay, I already talked about some methods, so I'll go for it. All right, inheritance. What is inheritance? Basically allows one class to inherit attributes and methods from another. We can go to a code example directly because it'll make more sense here. But as first off, I don't know how many of you guys played Plants vs. Zombies. I used to play that game a lot when I was younger, but basically there are two main things in Plants vs. Zombies, plants and zombies. So here I have two classes called plants and zombies. Each one has various the standard init method and also a attack method, right? But the interesting part is when I go down to the class pea shooter and class sunflower. So pea shooter and sunflower are both I guess subclasses of the class plant, right? Pea shooter will inherit all the various attributes and all the methods of our plant class, right? It will so basically pea shooter will also have this attack method, right? It will also have all these name, health, damage, and cost attributes, right? But say I want to make it unique without having to write this def init method all over again, have all these like rewrite all these attributes. I can simply use this word called this sorry term called super, and I can directly change the name, health, damage, and cost to be unique for my pea shooter class. See, so I can have the name be pea shooter, the cost, the health be 100, the damage be 10, and the cost be 100. And the same thing for sunflower. I can just use the super method and then set the name, health, damage, and cost to be unique to the sunflower class. And then you can see that sunflower also has a unique attribute called self.sun. So this is only unique to the sunflower class, and it's not. It won't be an attribute when we create a plant object. Okay. So yeah, that is a little bit on inheritance. So, okay, I'm not going to read all of this. So, but basically, again, object-oriented programming is a way to organize code. It's actually very essential for real world industry. So you'll use this if you go decide to go beyond 61A and industry. And actually, I think you guys if you guys are doing Ants, the project, inheritance and object-oriented programming will be a very key part of that. So yeah, hopefully this mini lecture was helpful. And if you want to, you can watch the videos on the worksheet.